Earlier this week, global financial markets experienced extreme volatility. The VIX, an index for volatility, went above 60, a level not seen since March 2020 and October 2008. In fact, the VIX hitting this level marked the exact bottom for Bitcoin at $3,000 in March 2020, and it was very close to the bottom of the 2008 financial crisis when Bitcoin didn't even exist. Now, it's uncertain if this is the start of a bad recession or if the central banks and government are already on the cusp of rapidly turning the money printers back on. On top of that, many geopolitical commentators have suggested we are on the cusp of a larger global war. We have an upcoming presidential election in the United States, and our financial system and fiat monetary system is incredibly fragile. So we live in extremely uncertain times. Everything feels weak and fragile. Technology is accelerating at a rate faster than ever before, and people are losing trust in governments all over the world. Despite this uncertain environment, most people hold nearly 100% of their wealth and savings with trusted counterparties. Own bonds, you're trusting the US government, mega corporations, or your neighbor's mortgage. Own the S&P 500, you're trusting Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon to continue their explosive growth forever. Own dollars, you're trusting whoever your bank is loaning the money to, and if you don't trust them, then you're trusting the massively underfunded FDIC will somehow pay you back with non-printed dollars, which they don't even have. And if you own real estate, you're trusting your county doesn't jack up property taxes, the government doesn't enact rent controls, your tenant doesn't destroy your properties, and local law enforcement sufficiently protects your property. Modern portfolios today are absolutely littered with infinite counterparty risk. And during unexpected volatility and future uncertainty, you need to eliminate counterparty risk. I think a lot of people feel like we're on the cusp of something breaking, but they can't quite put their finger on what. I can give you two scenarios that will play out. One is a deflationary collapse. This would be like Monday, but for multiple weeks in a row. Equities would be wiped out, banks would fail, unemployment would soar, and anti-eviction rules would come. Of course, a more likely scenario is the government and central banks will come in and fix this. They will effectively turn the money printer back on to keep their system from imploding. But in this scenario, the dollar itself is what gets massively debased. Rent controls may become more prevalent and bonds will get obliterated. So in either scenario, you need to run away from counterparty risk. But today's financial system is counterparty risk. It's unavoidable until Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only asset without counterparty risk and without dilution risk. Every other asset in your portfolio relies on a trusted counterparty or can be diluted or printed in volatile, uncertain times. So yes, Bitcoin is the best monetary asset with no counterparty risk and no dilution risk. But if you hold it on an exchange, you have a trusted counterparty that's effectively just a random tech startup. That's why it's best to hold Bitcoin, but it's really best to hold Bitcoin without any single point of failure. Self-custody is ideal, but it can be scary at first, especially for people that have only held their wealth with other trusted counterparties. This is one reason why I love Unchained. They make self-custody actually approachable. You can hold your Bitcoin without any one counterparty having complete control over your Bitcoin. You can even have your keys geographically separated so your savings is safe and secure. Thanks for watching, everyone, and check out Unchained at unchained.com.